home of chaotic races. We're in Singapore then for race 10. UK Ball starts on pole with teammate David Cameron alongside then Sebo Campo, Bastien Tan, Revo and teammate Jack Carter. Oscar Falstad starts 7th from Daf Sanchez and Jonathan Sims. Then it's CC in 10th, Babness Jr. in 11th, T Gabo starting 12th, then PCR in 13th, Leo in 14th, Daniel Baltasar 15th, Kari Lopez 16th, Lewis Olsen 17th, Tommy is 18th, then it's Inocu in 19th, Santino Maline 20th, Cosmos alongside, and Miguel de Souza in 22nd. For the man who starts on pole, then it's a chance to try and close in the championship gap for the two DS automobile cars. It's a fight for supremacy. All 5 lights go on, and we go green on this island here in Singapore. And that's a very, very good start from David Cameron, the Romanian. Already ahead, coming through turn 1. Almost the wall shown, and the wall has been shown for an RQE. And Tommy, who wall rides that second turn. Big shot there, but the big takeaway of that opening lap is that the two most dominant cars of the season, Revo and Jack Carter, Revo's insufferable consistency, and Carter, the man who's won the most races in the season so far, 3 out of 10, they're currently sat 7th and 9th. One of both Sims Motorsport cars got one of the DS Automobile cars at the start, but as it would stand, Revo would still lead the title leaving today, but Carter's hopes of leading the championship once again definitely waning a little bit on lap 1 of 15 here in Marina Bay. It's the two Braun Honda GP cars. David Cavanaugh, allegedly, we're just hearing this over the radio, but from what we can gather, Cavanaugh was told not to fight his teammate in the hopes of Revo taking home a second title. Miguel de Souza's passed his own teammate. We'll see if this turns out to points like we've seen so many other times for the Dragon Renault driver. And the new Renault powertrain looks very strong. Both Nissan Nismo cars now have time penalties as Santino Milan gets one himself, as Baltasar now clearing the Nissan Nismo driver. And the thing is, we have mapped out performance for all of the powertrains. Since the pits comes not Miguel de Souza, it's Lewis Olsen in. He's had to change his front wing. His teammate Miguel de Souza on a roll. He's found himself up into 16th there. He's going to try and close in on Baltasar if we can. As you can see, the two Nissan Nismo cars going wheel to wheel. This is always a little bit of a pinch point if you're still side by side going through that little kink. And you can see Sierra's found his way up into 17th. Milan, the less experienced of the two Nissan drivers, down to 19th. And he's gaining on him, and out of the race has gone Jack Carter! Oh, that's a massive shunt! Oh my goodness me! Daf Sanchez out to the Prix! It's a big one here in Singapore. It always happens in the Marina, on the Marina Bay. And as the lights come down, tempers flare, and unfortunately, Jack Carter will leave here. A championship rival who will get no points. UK Ball, if it finishes as this, will certainly take second in the World Drivers' Championship and be behind Revo by 5 points. Fastest lap going to UK Ball. He's going for his third win of the season. Revo resets that at 128.650. But that's the turn where most incidents happen. Drivers losing their cool. This is one of the hottest races of the season, which is why, of course, we run it under the lights. This and the many, many races in Africa are some of the hottest races we've ever had on record. In fact, for a while, the Abuja E3 always told us, you know what, we're going to have high temperatures here. Last year, we had a 36-degree race. This year, here in Marina Bay, and we're on board with Jack Carter for this season's Marina Bay Prix. We've got 40 degrees at night. This is global warming. This is why we're running this championship. Sorry, the game audio was playing and we can't have F1 car audio in this Formula E championship, because this is monoposto and there aren't Formula E cars in it, and it makes me a bit sad, which is why I've got this championship in the first place. But we're on board with T Gabbo, the lone shining star for Virgin Renault ever since their recent slump. He finished last season's championship in 3rd. No, he was behind his teammate. He was 4th. CC setting a fastest lap in it. Coming across the line, then T Gabbo in 10th, with Babness right ahead of him. Babness Jr. has got a 5-second time penalty, just to remind you guys. As well as this, he's on the hard tyres. He's going to be able to go to around lap 10, maybe 9, because of how much better you can use the hard tyres. They wear a lot less. But we look to Revo then, currently 7th, one of the worst races currently for the DS Automobile, man. It's worst qualifying driving the DS Automobiles ever, but of course it's only been racing for them for 10 seasons so far. Very deep through that chicane, you can see why incidents happen, and I can almost definitely guarantee you we won't get any replays until London. However, I can almost definitely guarantee you that the reason Sanchez and Carter are out of this race is because they went side by side through there, and very evidently 2 into that one doesn't go, 1 into that one barely goes. It's like Macau has passed Volstad, goes Bastian's hand, and Bastian doesn't have any problems as he comes into pit row. He's going to be the first of the top 8 to come into the pits. Now, what tyres are McLaren going to put him onto? They're going to put him onto the medium. So McLaren thinking that soft tyres can only do roughly 5 laps here, or they're just trying to undercut his opponents. We'll only find out once the race ends. But he's going to come out of the pits in 17th. Effectively lost, considering that this man, Lewis Olsen, well, he's going to have to make one more stop than all of his opponents. But Cable still leading this race from David Camino. And don't discount Sebastian Ocampo from the race win conversation. He's a champion in his own right. Season 14 champion. He won it in what was only his 2nd season. This man won it in his 10th! And as I was glazing him, Sebastian Ocampo's out of the Prix. And neither Andretti Honda driver will finish this race. Jesus. Just poor luck that champion has found his way all over to the race. One of the 2 races he considers home. This was the effective home race for all Philippine drivers for quite a while, until we decided to start racing in Manila. But Cable comes in. Camino stays out. He'll start lap 6. Volstad stays out. Sims and Revo both in. So CC's going to stay out for Sims Motorsport Nissar, who are currently looking at one of their single greatest race performances ever. It probably won't be their highest finish ever. CC coming on with a P4 earlier on this season was magnificent. They're still searching for their first podium and win. Yellow's in sector 1, however, and that is not the occurrence that Cable wants to come up to. Bastian Sands found his way alongside the champion as Santino Milan found himself without a front wing. Don't know quite how that's happened. P. Sierra has just got out of the pits. His teammate. This is unheard of. Revo's behind Jonathan Sims. Bastian Sands been passed out of the race. Has gone. David Camino. Volstad inherits the race lead, and wall riding is CC. He's lost his front wing. Babness Jr. coming up to the scene of the incident now. But once again, virtual safety car. We'll expect to see a ton more of these things. And unfortunately for Braun Honda, they've only got 1 driver to try and finish this race with. But fortunately for Braun Honda GP, it's the 1 driver they prefer to have finish this race. If they were to choose between Cable and David Camino as to who would win a race, as to who would score points, if the other didn't finish, I think, as we see, he goes down the inside, he takes 9th position, he has to hold on, and he does. Cable goes to 9th position. That man in the number 89 is almost definitely the preferred driver down at Braun Honda GP. As into the pits comes Cosmos in the number 75. Fabulous Jr. holds the race lead from Daniel Bottasar and the two Aurelio Pinnacle drivers. Aurelio Pinnacle back in season 15 took home both the regular season and the playoffs championships. The only time we'll ever have a playoffs is season 15. Like, it was fun then. With not doing it again, it was very okay, I guess, because it just led to Akari sweeping both championships with relative ease. It was, of course, not that easy. It did go down to the wires. You can see Akari trying to send one down the inside, but Babness Jr. has lost part of his front wing. Oh dear, that looked as if it could have been a quick move with the number 10 Aurelio Pinnacle driver, who would have definitely preferred a 16 through 18 run a lot better than what he's currently having right now. His title defense barely defended. More yellows. Falstad found himself with a 5-second time penalty. Hit the back of Jonathan Sims. Little bit of damage done to both drivers, as that's UK Ball further ahead, getting himself up into 3rd position. Brilliant stuff. It's like a real fire has been relit within the season 10 champion, and this is what we've wanted to see from him ever since season 10, as Revo sets a new fastest lap. Revo up into 2nd there. He's flying too. Both champions who were former teammates, whether that be at Next TV or Envision Racing or even Revolution Racing, these two former teammates in UK Ball and Revo. No respect lost as Olsen coming into pit lane. But let's see if once they're actually fighting for a win once again, this could actually become a championship. Funnily enough, if Revo had the form he has currently as we come through the chicane, he would have almost definitely been within a shout at London in season 10. He just needed a few more wins and a few less DNFs. As into the wall has gone, I'd like to say, yes, it was Akari who's gone into the wall. CC trying to defend from T Gabbo with all he's got, but look at that slingshot from the Virgin Renault man. To P5 goes the Italian number 29 driver. And now CC off to defend against Akari. P6 for T Gabbo, sorry, I thought he was fighting with Jonathan Sims. As you can see, the two McLarens very wide from Bastian Tan. Had to take to the gravel to try and keep his car pointing in the right direction, but you don't want to be pointing in the gravel. And that's put the number 22 man down to 4. Akari finally comes into pit road for his first stop. He went on so long. Now, T Gabbo's now got the fastest lap. Theoretically, those mediums should be able to do the last few laps. Miguel de Souza currently in 11th, being fought off by Leo Akari's teammate. He's got the fastest lap of the Prix now. Of course, that extra point for fastest lap only applicable to those who are in the top 10. Every point could end up mattering come season 10 on Christmas Day. As you can see, Revo on the back of Revo on the back of UK Ball. Oh man, sorry. And it's just, as we're watching the Italian, it's just a question of if he can't clear UK Ball, it's not too bad for his championship. It's diabolical for Jack Carter's, because as it stands, Carter drops to P3 in the championship with little else to be said. With 6 laps to go, it's going to be 5 once UK Ball crosses the line. And it's all going to be about now tyre management. That's the main aim of the game, because if you manage your tyres well, you're going to have more to use going through the track. And that means that coming through that one chicane as Bamnas Jr. in the 8th sets a fastest lap of a 1:20.650, that you're going to be able to use a lot more, and you won't slide into the wall. As you can see, Falstad trying to take revenge, almost hit the back of UK Ball there. He's still trying, looking for a way to get past the Braun Honda man. He's not quite satisfied with a second. He wants to take the lead here. Does he look for the inside? He looks to the inside. Doesn't quite work out for Volstad quite yet. He's still there with him. Almost a wall for you, Cable. That's how much Volstad's pushing him. As down the inside and into the wall goes Oscar Volstad. He's taken the lead. But at what cost? He must now pit at the end of this map, or else he'll risk getting a black flag with an orange disc, which is, of course, the flag that tells you that you must pit at the end of the lap. However, you saw coming through that chicane, Cable and Revo, there's barely anything left of their tyres. I think if I'm the Braun Honda or the DS Automobiles or strategist, I would pull them in. Volstad comes in, Cable stays out, Revo stays out, Bastian Tan, of course, he's coming in. They're double stacking down at McLaren because both drivers have lost part of their front wing at presumably the same part of the track. So it's Cable who leads here in Marina Bay from Revo and T Gabo, with Jonathan Sims in fourth with his teammate CC in fifth. Sims Motorsport are on for a fantastic 4-5 finish here in the blue and yellow machines, but they've got to hold off Bagnus Jr. And even if he gets past, all they have to do is maintain the gap. CC trying to get past his teammate, sending one down the inside, and it didn't look like Jonathan wanted to fight that one too much, but of course he's going to want to fight this one a lot more. Bagnus Jr. threatening that 4-5 finish. It's going to be a 4-6 as Jr. has found his way through as we come through the chicane, and that's out of the race! The championship leader is out of the Marina Bay Prix. Revo out under the lights, and neither DS Automobile car will finish. Can you believe it? With 4 laps to go. And Cable, well, he's almost certainly going to not just eat into the men in front of him in the World Drivers' Championship, he's going to devour him. He's going to find himself in second. And he will, currently as it stands, be 5 points back. But this is a warning sign. I think Cable might have gotten... No, he hasn't gotten damaged. He didn't touch the wall. Does he come in? No, he's staying out. I don't know if that was the smart thing to do. T Gabo comes into the pits. CC stays out. Bagnus Jr. stays out. Sims comes in for their second stop. I think you should stop. There is no telling how well your tyres are going to actually hold up. This man, Cable, is risking it for the chocolate biscuit because he's currently risking actually finishing the race just with that all-important track position. I'm pretty sure Braun are just waiting for the next virtual safety car to pull him in. Little do they know that the next virtual safety car could be for them. You've got to be on your toes in case of any mistakes. You have to. If I'm in their shoes, I would be like, pit this lap instantly. As we now go on board with Cable, who's out of the race. Well, don't say I didn't tell you so. Bagnus Jr. now inherits the race lead. And this now means that CC is currently in the net race lead because, well, Bagnus Jr. has a 5-second time penalty, hasn't pitted. They've both not pitted yet, but Jesus, that's another retirement from the top 3. And of all drivers, why did it have to be the man who started on pole? The man who was currently primed to throw a wrench in Braun Honda's plans. But we have seen today, at the very least, a brilliant showing from the Season 10 champion. It's just unfortunate that didn't string together as Bagnus Jr. and CC both peel into the pits alongside Daniel Bogdasarov and Leo Volstad. Oscar Volstad now inherits the race lead with 3 laps to go. Miguel de Souza also into the pits. We're down to 14 runners, by the way. Bastian Tan is second. The man in third is Akari. And 4th place is going to be T Gabo. So where? Jonathan Sims and CC are going to be 5th and 6th, I believe. Sims is 5th. CC is 8th. Okay, so that means that they've not just lost out to T Gabo, they've lost out to the other version of Daniel Bogdasarov. That just sounds insensitive, just saying the other version, because it's powered by, Virgin Goebel. But yeah, we look to Oscar Volstad, the man who leads this race. should be able to make his way to the end of the race. He won't win if it finishes as it is. This man, Bastian Tan, would inherit that race win due to that 5-second time penalty Volstad has. And Akari's probably listening to his team radio and into the wall has both gone. Bogdasarov and Babnas Jr. They've both at the wall. Out has gone Lewis Olsen. Wall ride. Virtual safety car's out again. That was the virtual safety car that UK Hall was probably waiting for. And he didn't get it while he was racing, so I guess it's kind of useless to Braun. They don't have either driver still in the race. We're on the penultimate lap. Under the lights here in the Marina, the original night race of the championship. Akari coming in for a second and final stop. Gabo staying out. Sims is going to inherit P4. Babnas Jr. is in. We'd expect Bogdasarov to come in. There he is for his third stop as well. And they are really just going for the checkered flag at this point. There's been so many caution periods, so many virtual safety car moments in this race already. We get another one, and we won't get another full lap of racing. Because, say if it's Volstad, which it won't be because he's made it through that flawlessly. He's leading this race 4.6 seconds ahead of his teammate. This is going to come right down to the line on whether or not Bastian's going to be able to close in on his teammate's gap. As we look on board of the Leo, I hope we don't get another virtual safety car. If we get another one, and this race is finished, is probably going to be absolutely hell. Volstad, for a second there, he pulled out 5.7 seconds on Bastian Tan. He can win this race. He just needs to keep going. It's going to be an unexpected race winner if it does finish as he wants it to. But after having front wing damage on lap 1, which saw him pit at the end of that lap, recovering to second at his home race, Oscar Volstad, who currently leads on this final lap, but McLaren TGR as the fastest lap goes to Cosmos. Oscar Volstad, he's still looking for that redemption, not just for season 17 anymore, but also for his home race, for being taken out of contention of what should have been a flawless home race victory. He comes through the most dangerous chicane in Formula E Monoposto Championship history, and he clears it with finesse as his teammate hits the wall, slams it, loses part of his front wing. That's going to help his teammate. He's 5.1 tenths of a second back. I think he's got this. He's coming through the final sector then. 6.3 seconds. The gap is 5 seconds is the gap that Volstad needs. He's got 7.3. He comes through that chicane into the final double left-hander. On the road, it looks like it's going to be Oscar Volstad who wins the Marina Bay Prix from teammate Bastian Tan. Does he throw a wrench in the plans as he comes to the line? Where is Bastian Tan? He's 7.633 seconds away. Gabo steals fastest lap. Sims takes it. CC takes it. Leo takes it. Miguel de Sousa takes it in 7th. As you can see right at the line, Cosmos almost taking it. Akari in 10th takes it. My goodness me, fastest lap is coming in thick and fast. Babnas Jr. 1:16.75. And nothing for Bogdasarov. What a finish at the end. Oscar Volstad. It's redemption day for the Norwegian driver who wins the Marina Bay Prix from Bastian Tan and T. Gabo. Then it's Jonathan Sims, CC, Leo and Miguel de Sousa. Cosmos came home with just about 8th position. Then it's Akari Lopez and P. Sierra rounding out your point scorers, with the rest of your finishers being Santino Milan, Babnas Jr. with the fastest lap, and Daniel Bogdasarov. The non-finishers were Lewis Olsen, UK Ball, Revo, David Camino, Sebastian Ocampo, Daph Sanchez, Jack Carter, Inokui, and Tommy. So in the driver standings, Revo leads the way from Jack Carter and Oscar Volstad, looking for that championship comeback we might see Oh my goodness, we might see a 5-way title battle between the 2 DS automobile cars, the 2 DS McLaren cars, and the Braun Honda of U-Cable. He's currently in Season 4. Then it's Dash Sanchez, Bannis Jr., Santino Milan, and David Camno. Sebo Campos 10th from Miguel de Souza and Tommy. Then it's CCPTR, Jonathan Sims, Carl Smart, Akari Lopez behind Anot QE, T. Gabo, Leo, Daryl Bogstav, and Lewis Olsen, who's still yet to score points. In the constructors' standings after that hectic race, DS Automobiles leads the way on 237 points from DS McLaren TGR and Braun Honda GP, being carried by the number 89. Then it's Andretti Honda, DS Venturi, Nissan Nismo, Sims Motorsport Nissan, Aurelio Mahindra, Dragon Renault, Aurelio Pinnacle, and Virgin Renault. We'll see you guys next time then. Race 11 of Season 18 of the Formula E Monoplateau Championship.